Hey guys, it's Ellen. I'm here today to do my December wrap-up, and it's the last month of the year, so this is sort of the end of the year, what I've gotten finished. You'll notice a theme in this video that I read a lot of graphic novels this month. I haven't really read that many in the past, and I sort of got sucked into that this month, and I really enjoyed it. The first book that I read is a book that I finished from November, and it is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn, and I liked this book. I did not love it. This book has gotten a lot of hype in the booktube community and elsewhere. The movie just came out, and I haven't seen it, but I do want to see it. And I didn't feel like this book was as great as I'd hoped it would be. Maybe it's because there was so much hype, but I got about 100 pages in, and I was just so sick of these characters, and I was so annoyed by them that it was a little bit frustrating to read. But once I got past that and I got to like the twist in the story, I enjoyed the twist. It was really like crazy, but I don't know. It didn't really go anywhere else for me from there. And so it was just the twist that I liked. And I don't know. The writing was nice, but it was just, I don't know. I felt it dragged a little bit. So this one I probably would give a 3.5 or 4. 3.5 stars out of 5. The next book I finished I liked a lot more, and this one was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. And I loved this book so much. I really, really enjoyed reading it. It was really great to read at this point in my life because I am a senior in college, and it might have been a little bit more relevant as a freshman in college, but I still really, really liked the themes. And it talked a lot about just adjusting to a new life away at school. And I mean, I think that that's really relevant for a lot of people, and especially for me, I had a lot of trouble adjusting to that new situation. So this one was a really good read. I mean, Rainbow Rowell is an amazing writer. I loved the relationships between the characters in here. I thought they were very realistic, and I was never annoyed by the main character, which can be a problem in books. Like the last book I just talked about. So yeah, I really enjoyed this one. The next book I read is another carryover from November, and this one is A Wrinkle in Time by Madeleine L'Engle. Yeah. And I really like this one a lot. I actually think, I can't remember what I gave it, maybe a 3 out of 5, 3.5 out of 5 stars. I like the beginning part of this, like maybe the first half of the book. The second half dragged a little bit, but again, it was very cool, like almost magical realism, like a fantasy sort of time travel book, which I've been liking lately. I didn't love the characters as much in this as some other magical realism books, like for instance Neil Gaiman makes really great characters and has the magical realism elements, but this one I found fell a little bit short on character development, but I still liked the storyline. It was weird, and I liked that. Okay, this is when I started getting a little bit crazy on the graphic novels. So I picked up Neil Gaiman's The Sandman Volume 1. Now, I actually had already read Sandman Volume 12, I think is the last volume, or the second to last volume, because that one was the only one in my library. Maybe, I think I read that last month. And I loved that. And so I was like, I think I probably need to start from the beginning so I know actually what's going on. So I read, and I gave that one a 4 out of 5 stars. And this one I read, and I felt like it was a little bit darker. It was a little bit more creepy. Like you can see the images in here are a little bit creepier and less sort of uplifting than Volume 12, which is, they're weird to compare because obviously the story progressed so much at that point. But going back, I gave this one a 3 out of 5 stars because it was just, I don't know, it didn't make me as happy to read it. I was a little bit more of a darker read. And then of course I picked up Volume 2 because I wanted to see how the story continues, and this one, even the cover is super creepy. This one was also a very dark read. I have to say I liked it better than Volume 1, but not as much as Volume 12. And I'm sure I'll figure out in between where I stand on the other ones. This one was, yeah, again, it was quite dark. I can show you some of the artwork there. I really like how the character of the Sandman weaves throughout all these stories. And I know he comes back in the end in a really cool way. But which isn't a spoiler. I mean, he's in every book. And I liked it. I enjoyed reading it. It was quick. But again, it was so dark, and I couldn't just be happy to read it because I was like, this is really creepy. So I don't know. I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. Okay, the next book I finished was probably one of my favorite books that I've read in my life. It was so good. And it is Pathfinder by Orson Scott Card. And oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It's science fiction. My first book I've read by Orson Scott Card. And it's about this boy named Rig, and he can see the paths of people and animals and any living creature. He can see the paths that they've like physically traveled throughout their entire lives. And like if they're older, they have like a different tone to them, and so you can tell like the age of them. And okay, that was just, first of all, that's really cool. And then there were two stories in this from totally different time periods, different main characters, and the Rig was the main one, but then this other side one, and then when they joined together in the end, I did not see how they were joining. Maybe other people would have known, but how they joined together in the end really blew my mind, and I loved it. And I'm very excited to say that I actually have the next two books in this series. I didn't put them in my last haul because I hadn't gotten them yet, but my boyfriend just got them for me, and I can't wait to read them. I am so excited. I thought he was just getting me the next one, and he actually got me the next two. Definitely 5 out of 5 stars. Ruins is the second book in the series, and if you haven't read the first one, don't read the back of this because there are spoilers. And yeah, this, I am so excited to read it. I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm so excited. And then he also got me Visitors, which is the third book in the series trilogy. I don't know how many books this is going to be, but I want to read all of them because look how freaking cool that is. I mean, there's a glare on it, so you can't really see it, but there's a sword, and I think all of them, yeah, they all have swords on the front. I don't know. I am just so excited to read this. I want to know how it ends. I want to know what happens. I can't wait. Okay, moving on into the books that I actually read during the Christmas Booktubeathon. The first one that I finished was Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. And like I said in my wrap-up video, I don't love her writing style. I find the hyperbole a little bit difficult to get through. It frustrates me a little bit. But the storyline was really cool, and I found that this one was a really good ending to the trilogy. I thought that it summed it up really nicely. It was a fun series to read. I didn't think it was any great literature, but it was fun. And I gave this one 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read for the Booktubeathon, the Christmas Booktubeathon, was The Undertaking of Lily Chen. And this book was, or actually it's another graphic novel. So the artwork was really cool. I found that it was one of my favorite ones, graphic novels that I've read and have since read, in terms of the images in it, in the artwork, but I didn't love the storyline so much. So, it's about a boy who has to go find a ghost wife for his deceased brother, and him and the woman that he finds have adventures along the way, as Lily Chen is the name of the woman he finds. And I don't know, it's a cool concept, and that's what made me want to pick it up, the concept and the artwork. But I just don't think it didn't capture my attention. I don't know, it was a very quick read, but it was just very kind of boring to me, so it was okay. And I gave this one 3 out of 5 stars. The next book I read for the Christmas Booktubeathon, I didn't quite finish during the Booktubeathon, but I have since finished it, and it is My True Love Gave to Me, 12 Holiday Stories, edited by Stephanie Perkins. And this one was really fun to read. I actually had a hard time reading it during the Booktubeathon because it's hard to zoom through these because, I don't know, I feel like I want more from the characters. I want to sit in between each one and like think about what happened and think about the characters and maybe, I don't know, just like ruminate on that a little bit longer. And so it was kind of hard to read this during the Booktubeathon, in my opinion. But there were some stories in here that were so sweet, and I just absolutely loved. Midnights by Rainbow Rowell was one of my favorites. It's a Yuletide Miracle, Charlie Brown, Beer Buckets and Baby Jesus, and Welcome to Christmas, California were some other ones that I really enjoyed. They were very cute, and yeah, I could see myself going back to this for years to come. Most of them were either average or very, very good, so I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars overall. Okay, another graphic novel that I read is Blankets, and Blankets is a huge, huge graphic novel. It is giant, but it is all black and white images in here. This one I gave 5 out of 5 stars, and I have to say this is my favorite graphic novel that I have read so far. I haven't read that many, so it's not saying that much, but I really, really like this. The character was so complex, and you learn so much about his life, and it just kept me interested the entire time. And this one, I mean, it has a wintry theme here, and it has sort of a theme of snow throughout and winter and blankets. And I just found it was perfect to read in front of the fire during this. It's like really hard to hold up. It's very heavy. I need to work out. But yeah, this one was perfect for this season, and I loved it. It was great. 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read I also loved, and this is Stardust by Neil Gaiman. Oh my gosh, this is such a great book. I don't know why I haven't read this yet. If you haven't read any Neil Gaiman, I'd probably start here because this is a little bit less dark than a lot of his other works. And in the intro, he has an introduction in here where he writes about sort of what he was going for and where the idea came from for this story. And he talks about how it's meant to be sort of an adult fairy tale. And that's exactly what I found it to be. It's a fairy tale, but it doesn't seem very young. It seems very accessible from any age point. But it has like more adult themes, I would say. He also talks about how this binding in particular, he wanted it to look like a well-loved book from like a long time ago. It's like an old style hardcover, like sort of fabric covered book. And I think he did a really great job. I mean, this is a library copy, so it's not in the best condition. It's a little bit beat up. It has the tape on it that it has to have, you know. But overall, I mean, it looks like a well-loved book from a long time ago. And even the back too, like it has this like wear and tear on the side here with the gold, and that's, I mean, I think that it's just pretty brilliant and I love reading it. Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars. The last book this month that I finished is Mouse by Art Spiegelman, and this is the complete Mouse, so it's Mouse 1 and 2 all in one binding, and another graphic novel, of course, because I'm all about them. And this one was good. It was interesting. I found it more to be about the relationship between Art Spiegelman and his father, which was very interesting, but there were not as many scenes from the Holocaust as I was expecting. And I'm a really big fan of literature from that time period, of historical fiction set in World War II, specifically around the Holocaust. So that's sort of what I was expecting from this, and I got more of a family story, which was an interesting surprise. I mean, I liked it, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And I don't actually want to give this one a rating because I feel like it would be so hard to judge what this would be. I don't know if that makes any sense, but I think this is so unique that it just doesn't even deserve a rating. It is what it is, you know? It's what he was going for, he did beautifully, I think. I don't know what else to say about it. I enjoyed it. It was very sad. I don't want to rate it, so I'm not gonna. The book I'm reading currently is The Miniaturist by Jessie Burton, and it's downstairs. I forgot to grab it, so I can't show it to you. But I'm about halfway through that one, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Hopefully I can finish that one this month, but there's only about a day and a half left, so I don't know if that's going to happen, but that's where I'm at right now. I will be back soon with my January TBR. And I have some really great books that I'm looking forward to reading in January, including the Orson Scott Card continuation of the Pathfinder series, because I cannot wait to read that. As always, leave suggestions for videos that I should record in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!